Ain't nothing wrong with giving somebody a compliment. But okay, we're live. We are live. So I'm on here on the collab with Mr. Jesse Fortini. I got you. I got your name. I know. And we are talking TMA versus MMA. Which is better? What's the difference in the two? And we may even throw in a little bit of street fighting. How about that?
That's right.
So,
well, hey, first and foremost, Charles, I want to give an extra special shout out to Reese Need Troll TV and Sun Tzu is right. Is it Sun Tzu is right or Sun Tzu was right?
I never did know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, Sun Tzu is right, I believe. I want to give an extra special shout out to him and to who's the other one I said? Tyrese Need TV.
Okay. Yeah, I think I seen them on earlier.
They're doing their thing, man. Tyrese Need Troll TVs came over and showed me support, man. That meant a lot to me. To get the stamp of approval from the GOAT. Tyrese Need Smasher. That I was honored to get that shout out and to get that support from him. That's all I'm gonna say on that, though. But yeah, man, I just had to hit them too with the shout out, man. So yeah, like I said, traditional martial arts. It's like anything, man. Anything by itself is not gonna be very effective in the streets or in the cage. You know what I mean? If you're against another skilled opponent, that is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, some untrained bum trying to mug you in the alley, yeah, sure, karate by itself will work just fine.
And that's a maybe. Well, I'm not going to go that far.
That's a maybe, but we live in a day and times where MMA is at such a high popularity level that a lot of people know some shit. A lot of people, you know what I mean? It's more people have. There's more people with skill sets out there nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even fighters watching UFC on TV are trying to learn stuff. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you'd be surprised how much you can pick up just from watching it. You know what I mean? Like
especially if you're a trained fighter.
Me and my wife will wrestle around and play, and she'll lock me up with something. And I'm like, hey, where'd you learn that? I didn't teach you that. She's like, oh, I seen so and so did on UFC last night. And I'm like, damn, so. You're surprised what you can learn just, watching and observing, so.
Yeah.
And anyone with common sense, the mugger in the alley, if he says, give me your wallet, and the straight karate guy does a karate stance, even the average dude in the street's going to be like, okay, I don't want to stand and strike with him. I need to take this guy to the ground,
Right.
So.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not, I'm not understanding why somebody would get in a traditional karate stance in a street fight. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, I understand maybe it's for intimidation factors or to let your opponent know that you may know something, but I mean,
and that's not a bad idea. That's not, if you can avoid, if that's going to help avoid the fight altogether, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what karate teaches you first and foremost, is try to avoid the fight, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but by itself, it's not a good idea. You know what I mean? Like, if we're talking about the streets, man, you don't need to have an MMA skill set to where you know a lot of everything. But for the streets, I would want to say you still got to know at least two. A striking art, one striking art, and one grappling art. I think can get you by in the streets. Do you agree?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because most people who can't fight, they always want to grab you. So, I mean, that's almost second nature for somebody that can't strike to grab you. Or if you're getting the best of somebody, they grab you and try to slam you or take you down. So, Yeah, you definitely got to have takedown defense, and in just in case you do get taken down, you're right. You got to have some type of ground fighting, something.
Absolutely.
So
Two martial arts ideal, and especially, you got a lot of these delusional karate guys that, think a few years in a McDojo, I call them, those little strip mall karate places, I call them McDojos.
All they're interested in is money, and you get your belt in 3 weeks.
Or like my man Chael Sonnen says, getting a black belt from a McDojo is like saying I got a toy with my Happy Meal. You know what I mean? It don't mean a whole lot, these days. But so those karate guys, I hear judo is a very good transition from karate. That karate and judo complement each other in a lot of ways. So a lot of these karate guys, man, just a few judo classes to go with that. You know what I mean? And
I knew Aikido and judo had similarities, or as far as throws and stuff, but
absolutely,
it's like a light version of judo, as far as the throws are concerned.
Yeah.
But
with the judo, I mean, because that's your takedowns, and they even teach some submissions on the ground. I mean, they don't get as detailed as like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or catch wrestling does, but they judo teaches a lot of the basic ground stuff, like arm bars, kimuras, things like that. So whereas Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean, it's just they don't have a lot of takedown techniques, you know what I mean, like whereas judo has both. You get all kinds of trips and throws and takedowns, and then some limited submission skills when you get to the ground. Brazilian jiu-jitsu, as far as I know that I've seen, they don't have any of their own patented takedowns. I mean, you can pull guard and stuff like that, but so judo and karate, I think, would be a solid mix, for somebody that wants to know a couple things, be well-rounded, but still do some of those flashy martial arts, because that's what a lot of these traditional martial art people or people with the dojo listen to.
When I was growing up, I wanted to do the Van Damme kick, the spinning jump kick.
Even though boxing and wrestling, like boxing, to me, boxing and wrestling would be the best mix for the street. But like I said, these days people they want the flashy. Boxing and wrestling, that's not flashy enough for them. They want to be throwing spin kicks and landing fancy judo tosses and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
mine would probably be Muay Thai, and probably Muay Thai and judo.
There you go.
A lot of I think that would be dream strikes for women's self-defense anyway.
For sure.
Because using your elbows and your knees.
And then there's even a little bit of grappling with Muay Thai, because they put a lot of emphasis on, the Muay Thai clinch and stuff. So, I mean, that even does have its own limited grappling for at least clinch situations and stuff. You know what I mean? So, and then, you get the 8 points of striking, it's the fists, the elbows, the knees, and the legs, So,
now, of course, I don't, on the street, I wouldn't want to do too much clinching, because, you never know what somebody's going to pull out of their pocket and try to stab you with. So but
for sure,
definitely the strikes, the elbows, knees, and the round kick for Muay Thai, and the judo throws, and maybe a little jiu-jitsu to teach to teach women's self-defense.
Like I said, the judo teaches submissions on the ground too. Like I said, there's not as much emphasis, and they don't teach you as much as like Brazilian jiu-jitsu would, but like arm bars, kimuras, stuff like that. Now, don't quote me on this, but I'm not sure if you learn. It's either chokes or leg locks you don't use, taught in judo, because I believe it's either chokes or leg locks are banned in judo competition. Now don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I know that there's some submissions that are purposely left out because, like I said, they can't be used in judo competition.
So
other than that, hey, go ahead.
no, you go ahead first, and then I'll ask you.
I was gonna say there's another one too. Are you familiar with Russian sambo?
Yeah, I know what it is.
That's another. Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you could only choose one martial art, combat sambo would be the one to go with, because as far as I know, that's the one martial art that teaches strikes, takedowns, and submissions on the ground. So that's all three. And when you watch combat sambo competitions, it's almost like watching MMA. You know what I mean? Just that one art alone. So I guess there is one solitary art that can teach you a bit of everything.
Right. If you had to learn one stand-up martial art, what would it be? What's your dream stand-up martial art?
Well, if I could only learn one, like I said, I would want to just go with straight boxing. You know what I mean? That way, instead of having to master, kicks and punches and elbows and all that, you just concentrate solely on your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like boxing, depending on the trainer. I think I like to trap. I like to grab arms and and wrist and stuff, and then strike. So I think Wing Chun is very effective on the street. I think it is, because I mean, if you can get in close and you can grab their arms, which is what a lot of people do, and they don't even realize it. They grab the arms and start wailing on them. That's if you can learn to do that in a reasonable fashion, then I think that would be very effective. But you would have to do something else along with that, depending on your opponent. So,
right. Well, here's something interesting for you then. If you're into grabbing and punching, again, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. Boxing is not my expertise at all. I think I've watched 3 boxing bouts in my life. I mean,
I think boxing is boring myself. I think it's boring.
Yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot for me. But thinking of that, are you familiar with the new bare knuckle boxing league they have?
Yeah, I watched a couple of them. Yeah.
Okay, well, here's what's interesting about that. Did you know that the rules for the bare knuckle boxing are different than traditional boxing rules?
Didn't know that.
They're different. Yeah, yes, and I thought this was so interesting, is they're different in the sense of it's old school boxing rules to where you were allowed to fight and punch in the clinch. In regular boxing, when the guys clinch up, the ref breaks it. But in bare knuckle boxing, you're allowed to, stay and fight in the clinch. So I'm wondering if there's a school that teaches that old school form of boxing. You know what I mean? That would be you're grabbing and punching right there. We're not a dirty box. Yeah, that's what they call it. They call it dirty boxing. You know what I mean? We're in the grab and fight and punch in the clinch.
I don't know. I've never seen one, but it may be. I mean, I'm sure that somebody's teaching it. If they're competing in it, somebody's got to be teaching it.
I already know what you'd call it. Like pre-Queensberry rules boxing, because the rules that boxing operates under now is called Queensberry, I believe. So this would be pre-Queensberry. Where there's a little bit of grappling involved, and I think that's really fascinating. I find that really fascinating because that changes the whole aspect. You know what I mean? Being able to fight in the clinch. Hell, I always said if McGregor and Mayweather had fought under bare knuckle rules, I would have given Conor a much better chance of winning, given the fact that with his MMA training, he's a lot more familiar with fighting in the clinch than Floyd is.
Yeah.
So I always thought that would have been a better, more even. I mean, I guess you'd probably still favor Floyd, but I think Conor's chances would have been, much better under that rule set.
What's your favorite kick? Well, we'll do it like this. If you were in competition, what would be your favorite stance into a kick.
Oh boy. Now this is strictly a fantasy scenario.
Yes,
So,
obviously, yes.
assuming that I have skills that I don't currently possess,
Okay.
I'm gonna say one of those crazy 360 tornado kicks.
Damn. Yeah, that's
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
I mean, if you're giving me unlimited skill set and I can land any kick I want in a competition and it look flashy, it look cool, yeah, I'm gonna go with one of those. Or if you want to stay more based in reality, how about just a wheel kick just from a traditional, just a traditional. I don't know a lot about stances, so we'll just say a wheel kick from a traditional, just kickboxing stance. More realistic.
Mine would probably be the front stance, and because in the front stance you can do almost any kick from the front stance. You can do the front snap, the front push kick. You can do the crescent. You can do the side kick from it. You can do the back kick. You can do the spin kick. You can do the round. So yeah, the front stance. Hold on, let me. I just did a video on this a minute ago. I don't know if you can see me, but we'll try it here.
Okay.
From this stance here, you can do. Wow. Anyway, you can do this one. You can do that one. You can do the crescent. You can do the back kick. You know what I mean? You can do the round kick. And if you're standing in this way, you can, you know what I mean? The front stance is the best stance for me because you can strike from it and your body's not sideways to where, you get swept and all that. So this is the stance that I choose, and you can keep your opponent back just like that.
There you go. I like it. Hey, you want to do me a favor? Just talk to everybody for a second.
Sure.
Show them a couple moves. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I don't want to pee on a live feed and get charged with decent exposure. So,
all right. Yeah, do your thing.
I'll be right back.
Right. So, yes, guys, I was telling Jesse thing I can do. I've already showed this, but you can do almost any kick or technique from this stance. You can block from it. You can do the uppercuts. You can do the straight punch. You can do the elbow. You can do the palm strike. You can do the round. You can do the thrust kick. You can do the back kick. You can do the front kick. You can do the angel or the crescent kick. You can do the round kick. You know what I mean? And you can even move off to the side from it. And then straight from this stance, you can just go back and move, or right back into like a cat stance, the front ball kick, front heel kick, either one. My favorite stance in the world, guys. It's a great stance, and I highly recommend it for anyone. And this stance here keeps you out of trouble with your opponents when they're trying to shoot up against you. Keeps you out of trouble with your opponents when they're trying to shoot on you, because you can easily brace your back leg, yada yada yada, do the elbows, and catch, and do a guillotine.
Charles, I'm back.
Okay, yeah, but like I was telling them, from that front stance right here, you can even sprawl from. You can you can almost stop the takedown from that front stance right there. In my opinion.
There it is.
Because when you plant
now, Charles, I want you to do something.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
I don't want to interrupt your instructions. Go ahead.
No, do it. Go ahead. What did you say?
I was saying I want you to do some research for me after this. I want you to find out the name of the old school style of boxing that they use in the bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, I can probably Google that. Yeah.
Okay.
I probably
go
Google
ahead
it.
and finish showing your technique.
Oh well. Anyway, from this one, this front stance, it's almost similar to a catch stance, but I've got 60% of my weight on my front leg, but it's not out there to where somebody can sweep it or kick it or something like that. It's in, and if somebody comes to shoot on me, I can step the leg back.
Right.
You know, see what I'm saying? And I can either try to catch them with a guillotine, or I can move to the side from this angle. I can do a knee from this angle.
Yep.
I can do almost every move that I need to do from that particular angle. I can even grab them and push the left arm down, or the arm that's charging, push that arm down, grab them up under the arm, and use my weight to spin around and flip them over from that angle. If the opponent's not experienced in, shooting, but I'm talking about mostly street fighting here. I'm not talking about a professionally trained UFC fighter. So
yeah, this is and there's a very big difference.
yes, it is. So, but yeah, I train her, to protect herself on the street, and that's I teach her the basics, everything that she needs to know in order.
Right.
Anything that I think somebody might do to me or I might do to them, I try my best to teach it to her, and she's good. She's getting pretty decent at it.
Now let's talk about since we're talking about street fighting. Let's get into the absolute worst style, the worst soul style to happen in a street fight. Let's trivia. What is the worst style?
Aikido.
You know what I mean, that's up there, and I'm very biased, but to me, if you only had one style, the worst style to have in a street altercation, especially if it's more in person, is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you're in a bar, fighting with a guy, the last place you want to be is on the ground where all his buddies can kick and stomp on him.
Yeah.
So
that's the bad thing about Jiu-Jitsu.
If it's one-on-one, it's one of the most. It's good and bad, because if it's one-on-one, it's probably one of the best, self-defense martial arts.
But it's still dangerous because, again, he can still pull something out of his pocket and go to town on your ribs with a knife. So, I mean,
that's true. Yeah. Then, like I said, the last place you want to be is on the ground. Like I said, that's free shots for his buddies to kick and stomp on you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no good. And then, like you said, you can, stab. I mean, you can be stabbed, bitten. There's a if you're,
head-butted. I mean, anything can happen when somebody's that close to you. So, I try to get in, take him down, and get out as quick as I can. Or do damage from a distance. It's.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's me though. I mean, people fight different ways. People, there's thousands of self-defense systems. So, there's 1,000 different opinions.
Yeah.
So, I may do something totally different from the next person, but it doesn't mean that I'm right, and that doesn't mean that he's wrong. It just means he has a different opinion. Now, there are some people that don't know what the hell they're doing, but I won't say anything. But, it's it's completely up to that person how they handle it.
Now, like you said, there's probably literally hundreds of different martial arts, and we were talking about Russian Sambo, how if you could only know one, that's one that teaches all aspects of fighting, takedowns, strikes, and submissions. Are you familiar with any other ones that teach all facets?
Yeah. I mean, ninjutsu does.
Does it?
Yeah, ninjutsu does. I mean, ninjutsu teaches strikes and does ground fighting, takedowns, weaponry. So I mean, you can cover the bases with all that. But what about capoeira, whatever it is?
Oh, yeah, but isn't that more like
A dance?
Yeah, there's a lot of flash going on with that.
Yeah, well, there's a guy on the internet that says that he has modernized it, and I think his name is Roz Fletcher. Well, you need to write his name down and check out his videos.
Roz Fletcher, huh?
Roz Fletcher.
Do that.
Roz.
Okay.
R-A-S Fletcher. Yes, he renamed it Kapura. Kapura. Yeah, he said it came from Africa, and the Brazilians stole it from him, and didn't show them anything but the sport version of capoeira. And I mean, some of it makes sense. I mean, the moves that he's got, they look pretty good, and some of it looks kind of iffy. But I don't know anything about capoeira, whatever he calls it. So
I know my favorite fighter, Anderson Silver, practices it, but again, very you see very little of it because he's not a whole lot of it's very applicable and useful in MMA. But I know he does practice it. I think it's more of like a hobby,
Yeah, check that guy out and message me and let me know what you think.
I'm gonna have to do that. I will. I'm definitely interested to see for sure.
R-A-S Fletcher.
Fletcher. I'm gonna do that. You might have to text it to me.
Okay, I'll do that when we get out. Well, let's see. What do you think of ninjutsu, by the way?
Oh, I have very limited knowledge on it. What I know is in one of the very early UFCs, 6, it was style versus style. You know what I mean? They had one representative from each martial art, all the major ones at the time. And I remember being a little kid thinking, oh, the ninjutsu guy is going to kill everybody. He's a ninja. But
yeah,
pretty sure he got pounded out by a wrestler. And, I
still kind of think that they are. I mean, not, well, it's not because of their fighting ability one-on-one, because ninjutsu is not meant to fight anybody one-on-one, face-to-face. It was meant to
times there's several different types of fighters. You know what I mean?
See, there's a difference. Again, there's a difference in the way that they fight and train, and a difference in the way MMA fighters fight and train. They fight to kill people. And MMA, they fight, sport and to beat the hell out of something. It's like X's and O's.
I promise you one thing though, they may not be the champions in their divisions in the UFC, or they weren't, but I probably be in shit. They'd definitely be
Yeah, everybody talks crap about Steven Seagal, but he's a hell of a marksman. He is.
I believe it. I can definitely believe it.
He shot the head off of a matchstick from like 30, 40 yards. So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
I just remember, around the time he was training Anderson Silver, there was talk about him fighting Randy Couture, who's I don't know if you're UFC, but he's one of the greatest of all time. And I just remember thinking again, if an athletic commission even sanctioned that bout, it would be a travesty to even sanction such a fight, you know, because let's just take Steven Seagal for what he is, you know what I mean? And
That's not going to happen.
that, you know, I'm not buying that him at any point in his life could beat any MMA fighter, and that includes the women in UFC.
Yeah, he couldn't beat Chris Cyborg. And Cyborg would destroy him. As a matter of fact, what's her name called him out? Shit. What's his Jean LaBelle's niece?
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey. She called him out.
Jean LaBelle
choked him out.
He actually choked. Yeah, he choked him out. Yeah,
made him shit on himself. Yeah.
And then not only that, but Seagal also backed down from a fight with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, at Sylvester Stallone's house. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted no parts of Jean-Claude, man, because again, of all these martial art movie actors, Jean-Claude was the realest one. I'm not going to quote his record, but I want to say he was either undefeated or had only lost one kickboxing.
He was a world champion at one point. He was.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He's. I can't think of anyone else that, you know, any of those guys that were actually really serious competitors.
Chuck Norris.
Michael J. White.
Chuck Norris. Chuck
Norris, yeah.
He was a 6-time world champion.
That's true. I'm not trying to knock him, but was he full contact kickboxing or was he just point fighting karate?
He did full contact kickboxing from what I read on the internet, and so.
Because you know that point fighting is a joke. That point fighting karate where you're actually penalized for excessive contact.
I got you. You know, like we used to do as kids. Yeah. I got you. That's what that is.
My. You know I'm sorry, but what a joke that is. You know, I mean, to call that fighting. You know what I mean? If you do it for just what it is, you know what I mean. That's good. All the power to you. You know, but. Anybody who actually does that and thinks that, you know, there's some sort of badass, it's pretty delusional.
Well, a lot of people are delusional about Aikido. Aikido is, just because they train it in the police departments, Aikido is a compliancy type of training that the police departments use, but there's usually 2 or 3 of them there to make you comply. When they're trying to cuff you, they'll do a straight arm bar takedown, and then one of them will grab the leg and the other grab. It's the pressure point contact policies that they have in every state, in every penitentiary. PPCP policies. You know, Aikido was signed off on that, and Steven Seagal happened to have led that. But yeah, they do certain things in certain states that allow officers to. Some of them can't do chokeholds in certain states, and some of them they can't do closed fist and yada yada yada, strikes to the bones and all that other stuff. But yeah,
it depends where you are, you know.
Exactly. So.
Okay. But man, that's I don't know. That kind of bugs me that, you know, the guys who I'm supposed to depend on to protect me. You know what I mean? That's really what they're teaching them, Aikido. You know what I mean? They should.
Well, some martial arts. I'm sure they teach you, you know, different stuff. You know, I heard one cop said they train them in ninjutsu and jujitsu, and I know a couple of cops that go to this Krav Maga center up here, and yeah, so I'm sure they.
I think the best thing would be for them to, if you really want to modernize these police and, you know, have them have the best skills possible. I mean, I think they should just train MMA.
Yeah, I've seen people beat up 2, 3, 4 of them before.
I believe it. I believe it, especially, you know, they come with some Aikido. You know what I mean? They're going to be in big trouble to.
Yeah,
even the worst MMA fighter is going to give them hell with.
Yeah, that straight arm bar takedown is meant for somebody really weak, like a little bitty skinny woman or a child or something, or somebody who's already compliant, or like a drunk or something that, you know, doesn't. I mean, you can probably swing them around with that arm bar, but, you know, as far as the actual arm bar and, you know, doing like that, I mean, they can do this. Yeah. I mean, you can probably twist it into a Kimura or something, but yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, too, a lot of these things I see, like you see, work on resisting opponents. So even somebody just simply dropping their body weight as they're trying to do it messes thing up. If you ask me, you know.
Well,
What
I mean, all you have to do is just roll. Just roll.
Yeah.
He put me in an arm bar the other day when he was training me, and he didn't know that I knew anything about it. All I did was roll out of it, and he kept trying to roll with me, and I just kept rolling. And so
you caught him by surprise, huh? Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, he thinks he's tough shit. He got a couple of wins under his belt, so he's
I gotcha.
Yeah, he's good. He's good though. I've known him like 30 years, so
Right.
he's a good guy.
Right. Oh. Man, I gotta say, man, this has been a fun conversation, man. I this is one of my favorite things to talk about is the practicality of martial arts and what's good for that scenario and that scenario, man.
Do you watch video? Do you watch those videos?
I have a guilty pleasure, Master Wong. I feel like a lot of the shit he teaches is pretty kind of suspect, but he's fun to watch, man.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely fun to watch.
I don't have any doubt that he's a Wing Chun master, but some of the stuff that he does, is unrealistic.
No videos and stuff, I'll watch that.
But Jake Mace is absolute worst. Jake Mace and this Ross Fletcher. All right, but anyway, you got to see him. But anyway, yeah, practical combat martial arts. I'll send y'all the names for you to check out. They do real life sparring, pressure testing, and all types of things. He's fun to watch. A guy named Icy Mike from Hard to Hurt. He's been in Street Beefs.
Okay.
Yeah, so
now that's fun. You watch Street Beefs? That's fun, man.
I see a few of them. But yeah, and there's one more. I can't remember the name, from Code Red Self Defense. Can't think of his first name, but yeah, he does.
I bet you in Street, man. You're too good for all that dirty backyard stuff.
Yeah, I ain't going to Street Beefs unless it's with one person. But I don't, other than that, I ain't gonna. I ain't worried.
That's an idea.
He ain't gonna. He wouldn't do it anyway. But anyway, yeah, he wouldn't do it. Cops would be there before shut the whole thing down before we even started.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, man.
Definitely, yeah.
Shelly's wanting to watch a movie, so
okay.
Just let me know when next time you want to do another collab. I'm gonna put this one up and I'm gonna take the other one off. So.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, they're a lot of fun, man. I really enjoy it. We'll probably get on another one. Let's get on another one maybe the end of the week or this weekend.
All right, that'll work.
All right, it's been fun, man. So you be good. I'll talk to you soon, bud.
All right, thanks, bro. Jesse Fortini, everybody.